Howdy folks, we're on the 3D printing business today. Been hitting Hobby Lobby. Yeah, they've got this. They've got 3D printed filament now. Now, from what I understand, it's a corporate test or something of, see how well it sells or something in the store. So I'm just going to show you a picture here for a second. Just take a quick look at that. Yeah, that's the shelf at the local Hobby Lobby that's in my town. And you can see there is nothing left to buy. In fact, even the accessory stuff is just about wiped out. You know, there's a deburring tool and a couple other cleaning tools for 3D printers, but really nothing. I think Hobby Lobby could take this to the next level if they really wanted to push the idea of, 3D printing stuff and materials and supplies, whatever. They've got some basic PLA in there. Now, the price, $12.99. So I bought a nice spool of red before it was all gone, My biggest worry right now is, and you know yourself with corporate, right now they're probably looking at, their daily sales and thinking, we're not selling any 3D printed filament today at the store. That's terrible. Bean counters are funny that way. They will see that as being a negative, but it's like somebody needs to tell the bean counter, if the shelf is empty, you can't sell 3D printed filament, okay? You need to have it in the shelf, in the store, in stock, and I actually went over there when I got the picture because I was hoping to get a roll of white for a Christmas project I want to do. And so in the meantime, it's like I had to order a roll of white from Amazon for about the same price, I guess. So that part's not too bad, and order from a favorite company. Now, who's supporting all this? Well, it just says Hobby Lobby, made for Hobby Lobby on the box kind of thing. So it's kind of hard to say, but I've heard in the industry, I've heard some rumors that it might be eSun that's making their filament for them, but can't prove it. Yeah, absolutely not. In fact, looking at the spool, I can't identify the spool from any specific company or anything. Well, obviously it's not Bamboo Lab or something. There's no, location tag on there or anything. But this is a dark red, by the way. It's a little darker than I wanted. Now, I'm going to run this, and we're going to do some little structural tests and whatever. This is just basic, straight PLA. So we'll see how it runs. Right out of the packaging, I think we won't even put it in the dryer, although the packaging is kind of, this is air, this is gone. That's a shame already, right off the bat, but it would be nice if you could just run over to Hobby Lobby and quickly grab a spool of whatever you need off the shelf in case in case you're, especially like me, where I'm on kind of like a on-demand situation where as an order comes in, the machines start up. Right now, as I think it was yesterday, we had all 4 of these machines just going. And then last night we had to run one machine overnight to fill the orders. And then this morning, right now, I was going to just put this on one of these machines, and I realized if an order comes in, I need the machine. I can't be doing this. So the Anycubic Cobra 2 Plus, yeah, that's the one. We're going to go ahead and use that one because that one is comfortable. It, like, an order comes in, we don't have to use that machine. It's more of a backup, so that's a cool thing right now. So at least I can do that much. So let's make some stuff with this PLA from Hobby Lobby, and we'll take a look at it to see how it prints. I don't know. We're going to find out. Okay, so we have the Benchy now, and I guess, it came off easily, but it was printed with a brim. I don't usually use brim for anything, but that's okay. It's, I guess it's easy enough to remove the brim. The PLA itself PLA print's pretty darn easy. That's probably why everybody likes it so much. And I'm just looking at the hull here right now, and there are there's really no bubbling, no funny marks, there is really nothing showing up on the Benchy at all. Detail looks good. I don't even, I've got a little tiny bit of stringing, but very, very minimal. Almost nothing. The whole Benchy looks really, really good with that particular PLA. So I would say it's as good a PLA as any I have ever used. In fact, I'm kind of surprised. I didn't check the speed settings or anything, or I just used default settings for generic, PLA. And the Benchy looks absolutely, I don't know if we can focus in on that, the Benchy looks really good. It's as good as any Benchy I've ever made. So we're going to take it one step further. Oh yeah, I'm going to make a paddle, just print a paddle. It'll take a while. We won't do a long video thing or whatever. I'll just go ahead and set the printer up, have it make the paddle, and when I come back, hopefully we'll have the paddle made, and we'll just check more of the PLA, the strength of it, that kind of thing, and just take an overall look, because the finish here, everything looks really, other than a little bit of tiny bit of stringing, and that should be expected. I don't care whose PLA you're using, unless your settings are really dialed in or something. That is really good. There is just a little bit tiny stringing right through the door, like through here. That is pretty darn good. Let's make a paddle, and we'll take a good look at that too. Well, like I said, orders came in while we were doing the Benchy, so it's good that these machines were ready to rock and roll, as they say, because 3D printing is it's a good little business. I think it's a fantastic business. But this one here is not needed most of the time, so I'm making a paddle right now with the PLA from Hobby Lobby, and we'll take a good look at that. The Benchy is as good as any Benchy I've ever seen. All the layer lines, there's no anomalies, nothing. So it's like, wow, that's pretty impressive for $12.99 at Hobby Lobby. If they keep that price that low, I'd say maybe we'll be doing really good there. I don't use PLA. I use PLA Plus and PETG and other things. But yeah, it's still, if you do need to, I like using it for prototyping a lot of times, because that way when we're done, we can throw it away. You're not out a lot of money. You don't feel that bad about it. But yeah, when we come back, we'll have the paddle, I hope. Well, it's the next day, and we've got something made here. This is a prototype, so it's totally not a finished thing, but I thought it'd be a really good test for this particular PLA from Hobby Lobby. And it's a good flat piece. We'll call it a paddle right next to it. It's not finished by any means, but we're making prototyping now so I can change the drawings and eventually get to where I want to be. First thing I'm looking at is warpage, and it's not showing any warpage at all. So for PLA, that's pretty amazing, because most PLAs on these machines, if they don't cool properly or anything, or they can warp. In fact, they'll warp when they cool down. So this one here is not showing anything, so that's pretty good. The next thing I wanted to test was the flexibility of the PLA, and it's pretty flexible. But it seemed like Hobby Lobby seems to be carrying, I'm going to call it for PLA, it's a good quality. It's printed really nicely, and it's even got the typical PLA strength. So if you're interested, get over your Hobby Lobby. If they have any left in stock on the shelves aren't empty like mine, you might be able to pick some of this stuff up and check it out for yourself. I'm pretty impressed. It's like, yeah, that's a good quality PLA. So anyways, the box, there's what the box looks like in case you get to see one that's in Hobby Lobby in stock. Hopefully they'll be refilling those shelves with some more of this stuff. My own personal use would be like this idea where you're just making something, product. In this case, I'm working on a product that's still going to take weeks of design changes, mechanical drawings before I get to where I want to be. I just took this over to the machine yesterday and tested it, and there was lots of mistakes, of course. But that's why you do this. There goes the phone. And so once we get to that point, we'll go into production, but I will not be using, I won't be using Hobby Lobby PLA. Maybe I should try it, but I don't think so. I'm pretty sure left out in the sun a little bit with some humidity outside or something, this would turn into a, warped up piece of junk. But for testing for this sort of thing, it would be excellent. And at that price, $12.99, I was like, huh, you can't beat it. But it does need to be on the shelf. Boy, come on, Hobby Lobby, restock this stuff. Fact, I think Hobby Lobby maybe they should even be selling 3D printing machines. Is that a little too over the top for them? Probably, yeah. That might be just a little too much. I'm getting ready for Christmas, so we're gonna have a great Christmas display again this year. The village, a huge, huge village. And so the wife's working pretty hard on that right now. Yeah, in the meantime, I'm running production like always, but I'm also trying to add some new product levels and whatever to my line. I have talked to be in the past about this, but you know, you got to think outside the box and find products that sell. But I think that I was watching a YouTube video this morning. The fellow was pointing out a fact that if you're going to go into this sort of thing, you need to be mindful of what machines you buy, because you want good, consistent machines that are going to work hard and heavy for long hours with very little maintenance or trouble. And I think he actually, he pointed back to Bamboo Lab, of course. And I've always maintained the problem with Bamboo Lab is I don't have the bed sizes in Bamboo Lab that I have here. So, you know, that thing there is 420 by 420 millimeter build plate. That's what I need, or at least that's what I'm using. And I like that size to work with because it allows me, I can make up to 3 of those pieces in one shot, you know, if I need to. But this has been, it's been interesting. I really am, it's a good quality PLA. It doesn't apply to anybody for anything particular because like I said, I don't use a standard PLA like this, but for prototype or any kind of junk print where I'm just making something up to test something, excellent. It's as good a PLA as anybody sells. It was like, this is some good stuff. Now, if we just figure out who made the darn stuff for them, yeah, I think it was eSun, but that's what I'm hearing. But you know, let's face it, they're eSun might get their stuff made by somebody else. So it's like you never know how far back that this is all going to go before you get to who actually makes the darn stuff. Hey, thanks for watching Coffee and Tools, and please like, share, subscribe, and we'll be back as soon as we possibly can with more stuff. And before I forget, over and out.